So hey guys, welcome to the channel Learning Competitive Programming with CodeChef. So if you want to learn competitive programming and master data structures and algorithms, this is the prime location for you. So if you are new to the channel, then please click the subscribe button and press the bell icon for the latest updates of videos. So my name is Chirayu Jain and I am a CodeChef educator. I am from Jaipur Engineering College and Research Center. I am working in a product-based company. So the problem that we are taking today is CVDRUN with the code CVDRUN. This is the problem of October Long Challenge 2020 and the prerequisites of the problem is none. So let's see the problem statement. So COVID-19 is spreading fast and there are n cities which are numbered from 0 to n-1 which are arranged in a circular manner. Like city 0 is connected to 1, 1 is connected to 2 and the last city is connected to 0, right? The virus is currently at city X. Each day it jumps from its current city to the city K to its right. So it is traveling in a clockwise manner from the city X to the city X plus K modulo N. As the virus jump, the cities in between don't get affected, right? The cities in between from the present city to the virus to the city on which virus jumped, only these cities are affected. The in between cities are not affected. Cities once affected stay infected, right? So you live in a city Y. So what do we need to find out? That we need to find out that whether your city is affected by the virus or not. So find if it will reach your city eventually. If yes, then you'll print yes, otherwise you'll print no. So this is the problem statement and let's see how we can form the approach and the solution of this particular problem. Okay, so now let's see the input and the output. So the first line contains t number of test cases and each test case have 4 values, that is n, k, x and y, right? Which n denotes the number of cities, k denotes the size of the jump, and x denotes the current city, and y denotes that is city you will live in, right? Output, what is the output that we need to print? So if COVID can reach a city, then what do we need to print? We need to print yes, otherwise what we will need to print? We will print no. So the constraints of this particular problem are very important. Test cases are ranging from 1 to 100, the number of cities are ranging from 1 to 1000, x, y is ranging from 0 to n-1 and k is ranging from 0 to 1000. So the constraints are pretty low for the problem. Okay, so what is the agenda and the table of contents? So first of all, what we'll do, we'll understand the problem statement in certain points with the help of examples, and then we'll understand the approach of the problem, that what is the approach that we can form, and then we'll code the solution in C++. So let's move on to understand the problem statement with examples. Okay, so let's understand the problem statement. So what I did was I quickly summarized the whole problem statement into a couple of important points, right? So the first point is that we have been given n cities numbered from 0 to n-1. So here we can see in the diagram that the value of n is 8 and we have taken the cities from 0 to 7, right? The second point states that cities are numbered in a circular manner. So cities are numbered in a circular manner. So we can see that the cities from 0 to 7 are in a circular manner. Virus is currently at city X and jumps k to reach to the next city. So let us suppose that the value of x is 2, means the virus is currently at city number 2, and what he do? He jumps k steps. So let us take the value of k as 2. So what will be the next city for the virus to attack? That is the city number 4. He jumps k steps, right? So k is 2. So one step, that is from 2 to 3, and from 3 to 4 the next step, right? So automatically it jumps from 2 to 4. So basically you live in a city Y, find that if the virus can affect the city or not. So basically these steps are moving, right? So if the virus is at city 2 and he jump k steps to the next city, that means city 4 is affected. After that he'll jump to the next city, that is city number 6. So from 4, the present state is 4, that means the value of x is changed from 2 to 4. Now the next city to attack will be 6. So he jumped 2 steps from city 4. So next city affected will be 6, and after that he again jumps 2 steps, so the next city affected will be 0, right? So it goes on until he reach the city which is already affected, right? So if he reach a city which is already affected, after that the same iteration follows. You can check it, like if the virus has attacked the city 0, then he'll jump again 2 steps and reach city 2. So after this, all the cities will be same that he affected in the previous iterations, right? So from 2, he'll again jump to city number 4, then he'll again jump to city number 6, and then again jump to city number 0. So all cities are same which was previously affected. So if the value of y is 3, so what is y? So you live in a city y, find that if the virus can affect the city or not. So we need to check that whether the virus can affect the city y or not. So we live in a city y, so we need to check that it can affect this city or not. So y equals to 3 here, so we can check that whether the virus will attack city number 3 or not. So here we can see the virus is attacking only 4 cities, that is 2, 4, 6 and 0. Virus is not affecting the city number 3. So what will output? Will output no. So if the virus was affecting the city, then what will output? Will output yes, right? So this is the problem statements. Let's take one more example to clear this thing out. Okay, so we'll rub these things. So let us suppose that the value of k was not 2, the value of k was 3, right? So the virus will start from the city number 2 and he'll take 3 jumps, right? So after taking 3 jumps, he'll reach to the city number 5. Similarly, he'll again take 3 jumps and will reach the city number 0. So these 3 cities are affected. So after that, the virus will again take 3 jumps and now he'll reach to the city number, that is 3. So you see, there is a possibility that the virus can affect a city after one iteration, right? So this is not the case that we'll only take a single iteration and calculate that which cities are affecting. We need to take multiple iterations to see the number of cities which are getting affected. So in the second iteration, we found out that the city 3 is also affected. Now he'll again take a jump and the city 6 is affected, right? Now he'll again take a jump of 3 and we saw that in iteration 2, what do we found out? That the city 1 is also affected. Now he'll again take a jump and he'll see that city 4 is affected. Now he'll again take a jump of 3 steps and city 7 is affected. Now he'll again take a jump of 3 and now he found out that we have already affected the city, so the same permutation will go on. So in this particular example, we saw that there may be requirement of multiple iterations to find out that which cities are affected. So in this particular case, all cities are affected, and for y equals to 3, we'll give the output as yes, because 3 is also affected by the virus, right? So this is the typical example for this particular problem, and we have understood the problem statements using simple points. So now let's move on to the approach. So there's one special news for you all. Unacademy has started a course of competitive programming on their app, and they will be teaching you various advanced concepts of competitive programming. Various 7-star coder, 6-star coder, they teach you these advanced concepts, so you can join that particular course. You can also use my coupon code, that is Chirayu Jain, Chirayu Jain, if you want to get 10% discount on that particular course. Okay, so now we'll start with the approach. We have seen the problem statement as well as we have understood the example. So now let's clear the approach, right? So what we will do, we'll start from the city X and perform the operation, that is X plus K modulo N. So why we are performing in this operation? Because the cities are connected in a circular manner, and after the end we'll reach to the city of the initial levels, right? So let us suppose that the value of X is 6 and the value of K is 2. So X plus K will give us the sum, that is 8. But there is no city which is marked as 8. There are cities from 0 to 7. So what we will do, we'll modulo it by n. So after 8 modulo n will become, that is 0. So we'll reach to the initial city, right? So this is the important operation that we need to do here. And after performing this operation, what we will do, we'll mark all the COVID cities, right? So we'll maintain an array. So here we can see that this is the array we are maintaining, and we'll initialize all cities with 0. So whenever we encounter any city which is attacked by COVID, then what we'll do, we'll mark here as 1, right? So let us see in this example that we are initializing from X equals to 2. So we are at the city 2, and now what we need to do, we need to perform K jumps. So value of K is 3 we have taken, right? So after 2, which is the next city which will be attacked by COVID, that is city number 5, right? After performing 3 jumps, we'll reach to the city number 5. So first of all, what we will do, we'll mark the city 2 as 1 because it is attacked by COVID. Now after performing 3 jumps, where we will reach city number 5. So the index of this particular array will represent the city number, and the value represent whether the state has been attacked by COVID or not. So if the value is 0, that means it is not attacked by COVID yet, and if the value is 1, that means it is attacked by COVID, right? So what we will do, we'll mark the city as 1. Now after again performing 3 jumps, we'll reach to the city number 0. So here we will reach, and again we'll mark this city as 1, right? So similarly we'll do the operations. Now let us understand the step number 2. Till when we need to apply this operation is until you reach a city which is already marked, because after that repetition will start. So let us understand where the repetition is starting. So we have marked these cities as COVID cities. Now we'll follow the same operation again. So from here we'll see, from the city 0 we'll see 3 jumps and we'll reach the cities 3, right? So we'll mark it as 1. So this city is also attacked by COVID, 0 is also attacked by COVID. Now after performing 3 jumps from city number 3, we'll reach the city 6. So we'll mark it as 1. And then after again performing 3 jumps, we'll reach city 1. We'll also mark it as 1. After performing 3 jumps from city 1, we'll reach city 4. We'll mark it as 1. And after performing 3 jumps from city number 4, we'll reach city 7. So we'll mark it as 1. Right, so these all cities are affected by COVID. Now after again performing 3 jumps, right, so where we will reach, we'll reach the initial configuration that from which we have started, right? So we'll reach the city number 2. We'll reach the city number 2. So we have reached the same configuration, and after that if we again perform 3 jumps, then the same configuration will start at from which we have started the initial configuration. From 2 will again reach to 5, right? From 5 will again reach to 0, right? So the same configuration will start and will reach to the same cities which are already affected by COVID. So from where till where we need to run the loop, till we encounter any city which has the value 1, right? So if we are encountering the cities which has the value 0, so we'll mark it as 1 and move further with k jumps. The point from where we encounter any city that is marked as COVID, that means the value at that particular index is 1, we'll stop it, right? So let us see the pseudo code for this. So what we will do, while array of x, that means this current state, right? So x represent the current state, the city which we are encountering. So while array of x is not equal to 1, we'll enter the loop. When we encounter any value in the array which is 1, we'll exit from the loop, right? Now the first step is mark that city 1 because now it has been attacked by COVID, and then increment x by jumping k times, right? So what we will do, we'll perform the same operation that we have discussed here, that is x equals to x plus k mod n. So this is basically the simple loop that we need to write over here, right? So after this, after we made the whole array of the configuration of 0 and 1, that means the city is attacked or not. So what we will do, we'll check. Now we are currently at city y, so we are taking as y equals to 3. So we will check that whether array of y is 1 or 0, right? So here array of y means array of 3, right? So value of array of 3 is 1, that means it is attacked by COVID. So if the particular index y of array is 1, that means it is attacked by COVID, otherwise it is not attacked. The value 0 represent that it is not been attacked, right? So if it is marked 1, then what we will do, we'll output yes, else we'll output no. Yeah, so this is the basic approach of the problem, and the constraints are pretty low, so this approach will work out for this particular problem. And now let's see how we can code this problem. So okay, now let's see the code in C++. So first what we will do, we'll enter the test cases, and for each test case what we'll have 4 values, that is n, k, x and y, right? So we'll input these values, that is n, k, x and y, right? N represents the number of cities, k represents the jump that we need to take, x represent the current state, and y represent the state for which we need to check that the city is attacked with COVID or not, right? So what we will do, as we have seen in the approach, so first we'll make an array which is of size n, and we'll initialize the array with 0, right? So while array of x is not equal to 1, right? So we have seen the pseudocode in the approach, and what we'll do, first we'll mark the city as 1, and then we'll perform the jump, that is x equals to x plus k mod n. Right, so these are the operations, and at last what we will see, we'll see that if array of y is equals to 1, then we'll output yes, otherwise what we'll do, we'll output no, right? So this is the particular code for this problem, and now let's see if it runs on this particular test case. Yes, so what we got, the output is yes and no. So this is the particular output, sample input and sample output. So now let's try to submit this code on CodeChef. Now let's submit this particular code on the site CodeChef. So we'll submit this. And the solution is accepted. So we have seen the solution of this particular problem in C++.